All right, hello and welcome to Courses on Command. This is week one. Really appreciate you being here and watching this training, being a part of this entire 30-day challenge, so to speak, and really excited to help you with your first, or maybe it's not your first, but help you with your next digital product that you are going to release out into the wild. And let's try to make some good money. So, first of all, let me just talk about quickly who I am and why I'm qualified to teach this. I've been selling digital information products full time, 100% online since 2012. I've been generating multiple six figures per year doing that and only that. I'm also a father of two boys, so I know what it's like, a single father, two boys. I do have a girlfriend now, but of two boys, and so I know what it's like to be a parent and try to struggle in this world and pay the bills and all of that good stuff. So it's not like I have this floaty life that's easy. I've got it just like everybody else. I'm an average guy, but I figured out how to make this stuff work for the average person. So that's the cool part of this, the beautiful part of this. I've had the pleasure to serve tens of thousands of customers across the globe. I've been part of over at least 100 or more info product launches, and whether it be my own or on a partnership with somebody else. And I've helped a lot of clients reach monumental results. As you saw on the original webinar, one of the people that I helped launch, she generated almost $80,000 within her first with her first launch in the first 30 days. Several have done 20, 30, 40,000 on their first launch that I've been able to help them with. And so I want to help you kind of do that same thing. If we can do a 5-figure launch, that would be amazing. I can't promise you that. I can't promise you that you're going to do, $10,000 on your first product in 30 days. But my goal is to help you get to either that point or do it on your first one. It is very possible. It is absolutely possible. So get excited about that. Objectives for this week. And I would always say, think hopeful, think positive, think bigger than what you think. Always try to think bigger, but keep it simple too. But so objectives for this week, we are going to first focus on how to discover yourself, because that's a big part of being able to help others and create stuff that people will truly value, and how you're meant to help those people, and discover what your raw desires are, what you really want to do, right? Because we're all kind of in this hamster wheel. So what do we really want to do versus what everybody else tells us we need to do? Also, we want to match ourselves with a niche if we haven't already. I know some of you have already figured that part out, but there's a lot of people that are going to be going through this that have no idea what their niche is. They don't know what their product is, and so forth. And so that's what we're really going to be focused on this week. And we're going to be claiming responsibility of a problem and its solution. Now, that is coming from a quote from Russell Brunson, who owns ClickFunnels. He's one of the foremost experts in building funnels and basically selling products online with a sales page and funnel structure system. And that's what he calls an entrepreneur, somebody that goes out and says, that's my problem to solve, and I'm going to solve that problem. I'm going to be the guy that delivers the solution. So you're going to claim responsibility willingly of a thing that you can help people with, of a problem. And you are going to be the provider of the solutions for that problem. And there can be multiple solutions, multiple additions to that solutions, all kinds of things. But in general, you just want to be thinking, what is this thing? What is the thing I can really help people with? Because that's going to drive you way farther than what is going to make me the most money. If you come at it with what is going to make me the most money, it's harder to come up with a good, definite niche or product, because you're thinking about the money, and there's so many different problems you can make money with. It's like, okay, I got 1,000 different options. I got 1,000 different options, 1,000 different problems that I could try to solve. And if my only goal is just to make the money, then I'm never going to figure out which of those problems I'm going to solve to make that money. That's the thing. And so if you focus on the problem, okay, here's the thing I know I can help people with. I've gotten results with this thing. I can help other people do that. If we focus on that and claim responsibility of that problem, then we can look at the money and say, you know what? Now that I'm claiming responsibility of this problem, I think I can make X amount of money with it to these people. And so that's the kind of how the way we want to think about it. That's an objective. And also, the biggest objective for this week is to actually create our product, actually create a product using the Courses on Command process. Yes, within this week. Now, I know you're sitting there probably shaking your head, said, Jeremy, there's no way I can create a product this week. But I really want you to try. It doesn't have to be this overbloated, crazy, huge 50 video, 100-page ebook. That's not what we're focused on doing here. We're focused on doing simple, like if you're doing an ebook, 25 to 30, maybe 50 pages max. Nobody's going to read more than that anyway. When's the last time you read more than 50 pages of an ebook? Okay, people want 25 pages, step by step, tell them exactly what to do. And we're going to go through that. But our goal this week is to actually create the product, not just learn how to do it and all that kind of stuff. We want a physical product. And the reason is because next week we're going to be focused on creating the sales letter and the funnel for it. And then the week after that, we're going to be focused on driving traffic and actually getting sales to your thing. So if you don't create the product this week, then next week you're going to be behind on the sales letter. And the week after that, you're going to be behind on the traffic. And while, other people might be making sales already, you're going to be sitting around still trying to work on your product. So let's really focus on this. So focus and do the work. That's the best advice I can give, is just focus and do it. Get it done. Okay. We're going to briefly go through. I know some of you watching this don't really need this because you're real winners. You go out there and you're a go-getter. You don't have confusion, but and you have clarity and you're a go-getter. But for some of you, you've seen failure after failure after failure, especially when trying the online stuff. And I just want to mention why that happens. So the biggest reason for failure, the biggest reason we fail, is confusion and clarity, lack of clarity. Excuse me, I should have put lack of clarity, confusion and lack of clarity, because that leads to no clarity. There we go. Lack of direction and purpose. Because if you're confused about what to do, then you don't have any direction. And without any direction, you kind of don't have any confidence either. You're like, I don't know, I can't really go this way or that way because I don't know which way I should really go. I'm not really confident about my decision. And that leads to a lack of structure, meaning you don't have anything organized and saying, I need to do step by step by step. And then that leads to lack of action because we're confused. We don't know what to do. We don't have a direction. So we're not confident, we don't create a structure, and therefore we don't take action on it. And so how do we turn that around? Well, number one, you want to define who you are. You want to define who you are, because once you realize who you are and how you can help, then you're not going to be so confused. Okay, you might be in a state right now where you're like, I don't know how to help people. I don't know how to make money. I don't know what to do. And the problem is because you might not know exactly who you are and how that the things that you have, the skills and the benefits that you have, can be valuable to other people. And that is something that you have to realize, that what you know is not just valuable, but it is easily and readily available to exchange for real money. All right, instant cash in your account for selling stuff you already know and love, on demand at any time. And that is the beautiful part about this business. It's stuff that's already in your brain, thoughts that you think are irrelevant because you already know them, but to some other guy is worth so much money. Like if you know how to build an email list, that's worth an enormous amount of money to the guy that knows he needs an email list but doesn't know how to build one yet. That guy will pay you a lot of money to learn that, how to do that skill, or any skill on the planet. If really, we could go on for days, but you've got to realize that what you know is truly valuable to other people, whether you think it's valuable or not. It is. And the way to help realize that is, excuse me for a moment, is by looking at the people that you learn from. They're just ordinary people, but they have some experience in something. And because they had that experience a little bit ahead of what you did, maybe a lot ahead, you've learned from them. Okay. So also, how to turn it around. Stop buying products and start selling products. And I don't mean stop buying stuff altogether. I buy stuff all the time, but I buy it with a purpose. When I buy something, it has to do with what I am doing, what I already know I'm going to be doing. If I'm creating a course, I might buy some training about how to create better courses, okay, or how to drive traffic to those courses. But I don't buy just some random thing that's promising me some new fancy flangle thing that has nothing to do with anything. It's not really proven. Okay, so stop buying thing after thing after thing and start getting focused. And instead of having a consumer mindset, have a producer mindset. All the ads that you start seeing, don't click on them and buy from them as a consumer. If you want to click on and buy from, click on and buy stuff, and then look at it from a creator's perspective. When you're buying something, look at how they're selling it. Look at the cart. Look at the words on the page. Look at each page. Look at what they're upselling. Look at the products. Look at the offers. All right, and become a producer and switch your mindset from consuming to producing. So, why digital products? And we're going to get into some meat and potatoes here in a minute, guys. I know I'm kind of doing a warm up to get people who aren't in the right mindset yet in the right mindset. How we can get there. And we're going to get in some meat and potatoes here in just a moment. Let me just flip over here. Everybody good? Okay. Yeah. No questions. All right. So why digital products? Because you have full control. You have full control of everything. And another thing is that you can build a lifelong asset. And let me say something else about the full control. A lot of people come into the online business and they try to be an affiliate first. They go and try to sell other people's products. And the problem with that is you don't have any control. And you're basically sending all this traffic to these people and you get a tiny piece of the sale. You never see that person again, number one, unless you were smart enough to put them on a list first. And number two, that person goes through their funnel and now they're in that guy's funnel and they're not in your funnel. Okay. And that affiliate that vendor could cut you off at any time. So you could start rolling and you're doing well and you're getting paid pretty good, and then they just all of a sudden cut you off, and now you just wasted all your efforts, and they collect all the money from the remaining traffic that you're getting, or something like that, or any number of things like that. And so, when you have your own products, you have the full control over everything. You can adjust the prices. You can adjust the sales copy. You don't have any control over an affiliate sales copy. If it sucks, it sucks. But you have full control over that. You get the customers. You get the customer list. You get all the money, and so forth. And also, you're building a lifelong asset. You're building a customer list. The customers that have been on my email list since 2012, I still have some that are on my list today that still buy from me almost every product that I put out, even today. And it blows my mind how often I'll get an email from somebody and say, Jeremy, I got one of your very first products, and I'm still getting, I'm looking at buying this one today, blah, 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 blah. And I've been a lifelong fan kind of thing. And it makes you really feel good and humble. And to know that people have been around that long, and that if you be a real person, they will do that. And it truly does build you a lifelong asset. That buyer's list, I can send an email out and money will start coming into my account. And it's because I sold products which build the trust, and I put them on that email list, and then they will buy more from you, because a buyer will buy, or they're 3 to 10 times more likely to buy from you than somebody who's never bought from you before. Okay, and that's the difference between, like, if you build a solo ad list, you just don't get near as many sales as if you build a list of customers who bought one of your lower ticket front end products. So also, you build authority. People instantly look up to you in that niche. Okay, whether you're an expert or not, it doesn't matter. And here's a perfect example. When somebody writes a book and it goes out, people think of that person as an authority on that topic simply for the fact that they wrote a book. That book could half the stuff in it could be malarkey, but they still look at them as an authority figure in that space because that person took the initiative to write a book. And it's the same way. The people, the human beings that take the initiative to create the books and the assets and the training and the content that create that basically you're just sharing knowledge. The people that are willing to share that knowledge in a consumable format like that are the people that get the authority, because they're looked at as the teachers. And so you can instantly build an authority just by having one product out. And a perfect example of this is when I first started getting into this, my very first product was about Google Plus and Google Plus marketing strategies. And so when I released that ebook, it was only just a few copies that I sold, but I instantly started to build an authority in the Google Plus space. All of a sudden, I started having people come to me and ask me questions about Google Plus and marketing on Google Plus and how to use it. And then I created another training product about Google Plus, and another. And within 2 to 3 products, everybody thought that I was this big Google Plus superstar, whatever, I don't know what you would call it, not superstar, but the guy to go to if you have a question about Google Plus, or if you want to market on Google, simply because I released like 3 or 4 little ebooks. And so that's a prime example of how you can quickly build authority in any niche, is just by releasing those info products. And that authority sticks with you for a long time. Also, you'll grow an army of affiliates that are going to sell your products for you. Okay. And this is my secret weapon, traffic source here. And a lot of guys that you see that have product creation courses that show you how to create courses, most of them, they either focus on free social media traffic, or they focus on paid Facebook ads and things like that. And very, very few will you see that focus heavily on growing an army of affiliates. People that are, so an affiliate is somebody that already has, they're an influencer. They already have a list of customers. They already have a list of people that are perfect for your product. So instead of you having to go out and run a Facebook ad and finding that audience, this person already has that audience, and they already have them in a way that they could just send them an email and drive people to your product, and they get a commission of the sale through the link that they send out. And so you're leveraging other people's email lists and other people's YouTube followings, because these guys, they post on YouTube, they have blogs, they have every form of social media imagine. And the affiliates, when I release a product and I have my affiliates, I've got almost 5,000 people on my affiliate list. So that when I have a product come out, I email that list and I say, hey guys, I have a new product I want you to promote and sell for me. And they do. Some of them can produce hundreds of sales. And having that asset, that list, that army of affiliates is a never ending source of traffic, because I can email that affiliate list and say, hey, I got another product. And some of them are going to promote it. Some of them are going to instant, just right away the next, whenever it is, they're going to start sending me traffic. Just bam, they're going to email their list and boom, traffic is going to come to my thing and I'm going to get sales and I'm going to get paid. And when you grow an army of affiliates, which does take a little time, but with the right tools and the right people, especially like me, you get to leverage me. And as I said in the webinar presentation, you may be able to leverage even my affiliate list, that 5,000 affiliates that I might be able to leverage for you, for your product. And that's one thing about having me on board with you, is I'm going to try to help you the best I can to get those affiliates to sell your products for you. And when they're doing that, then the traffic is no longer up to you. You no longer have to worry about traffic. Everybody worries about, where am I going to get traffic? All you have to focus on is creating your products and creating the relationships with affiliates. And when I say relationships, I don't mean that you got to spend a ton of work schmoozing guys and all this. I just mean start putting out freaking products, and guys are going to start promoting it. And maybe message them on Facebook and ping them and stuff every now and then. But as you continue to sell products, that those affiliates will grow. They want to sell it because they need stuff to sell. Affiliates are constantly looking for more products to sell to their list, always, every day. So the thing is, when you get that one affiliate that promotes you the first time, they're probably going to promote you again and again and again and again. And when you have just 10 of it, I mean, when I launch, okay, I get hundreds of guys that sign up to promote. But I can tell you this, 1 to 5% of my affiliates drive the like 90% of my traffic. 80%, I would say, let's go 80-20. Okay, 20% of my affiliates drive 80% of my traffic, or sales rather. 80% of my sales. And it's just those handfuls, it's just those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 affiliates that can produce 50, 100, 200 sales. Those are the guys. When you get those guys on your team, you have an army of affiliates now. And so we'll talk more about this in depth later, because we have a lot of training to cover today. I don't want to keep rambling, but that's the traffic, in a nutshell. And we'll talk more about traffic as well. Monetize all types of traffic is another reason you want to choose digital products, is because not only can you get affiliates, but you can test any kind of traffic. And because you have full control, you can test, YouTube ads, Facebook ads, whatever you want, free social media stuff, whatever you want. With an affiliate, you can't necessarily do that. They might have a restriction on what kind of traffic you can send, but with your own products, you can test anything that you want. Also, you can create multiple streams of income. Each one is a stream of income and recurring revenue, because I'm going to show you how to create recurring revenue products that rebill monthly. And who doesn't want to get paid, every month for something instead of just once? Also, you're creating a real and sustainable business. And, if you're just affiliate marketing, if the only thing that you do is sell things in affiliate, you're really kind of more just like a glorified, and trust me, I sell crap tons of affiliate products myself as an affiliate. Okay, I'm not only a vendor, I am also an affiliate. So I am not bashing affiliates at all. I am an affiliate, but I am a vendor first. And then I promote affiliate products to my customers. I recommend other products that I think will benefit my customers later. Okay, and that's the order of it. And it's important to do it in that order. And so you're creating a real business that has actual products. And I know some of you here have some real businesses, even brick and mortar businesses. But a lot of people come online and they try to create a quote unquote business, and they're basically just a salesperson for everybody else, and they're trying to build a sales business that you're getting paid on commission. And so it's different. It's different when you have products and services that you're selling. Now you have a business that you, again, have full control over and are creating lifelong assets with. So also you can truly help people and be a valuable part of society. Let's face it, that's the way to make money. As for example, the Helping for Hundies plan is what I call it. Helping for Hundies is really the secret to unlock unlimited wealth. And I feel like this is true. The law of money is basically helping people unlocks unlimited wealth. The law of money is the more people you help, the more money you make. It's as simple as that, right? The more people you help, the more money you make. Not the more people you rip off, not the more people that you, say you're going to help but don't actually help, because then you're only going to make a tiny bit of wealth and it's going to stop. But truly helping people unlocks that unlimited wealth. So I want you to get in that mindset. So what you want to do is write down all the topics that get you fired up when you're talking to others. And we're going to go more in depth in this. We're going to get some exercises here in just a minute. We're going to pull out our pad and paper, but I'm just going to overview something real quick. So initially, you kind of want to write down all the topics that get you fired up when talking to others and all the topics you've ever considered pursuing. And you're going to write them down on a page and underline 3 of them. And then you're going to circle 1 of them. And again, this comes down to niche selection. If you're trying to figure out, how do I help people? Write down all those topics, pull out a sheet of paper. There's something magical about writing with pen and paper that's different than typing. And you can even look this up. There's like science behind it. But putting pen down on paper, it almost is more like a finalization, and it's more of an acceptance, and it's more of it feels more like you're taking an action and solidifying it versus typing it. So get out a pen and paper and do this, and write down as many topics, as many niches, as many topics that get you fired up. What's the thing that you talk about with your friends? And, if you could talk about anything and you're sitting there next to your friend, your buddy, and you could talk about anything in the world, what would that thing be that you would want to talk about? Or what's that thing that you're sitting there with your sweetie and you start talking about it and they just roll their eyes like, oh God, here we go again. That's probably a very good topic to consider for your niche and for the thing that you want to get in and help people with, because you're excited about that. Okay. And so understand that you don't need to be an expert to help people and provide value. You only need their solution and resources to help them. So you can provide a solution to somebody without being an expert on the topic. As long as you can provide that solution and you give them some resources at the same time, then you're going to be having a valuable product. And also, you want to start devouring the market in search for what problems are being solved. Basically, what products are being sold and who is selling it. Because at the end of the day, products are just things that solve problems. So that's how you can find those problems. What products are already being sold and what are the problems that they're fixing? Because if you go just looking for problems, sometimes it's hard to identify what problems are out there. Even though you can go, there's ways to do that. You go through forums, go in groups, and just look in general, see what blog posts are saying. We'll talk about more of that in a minute. But also just looking at what products are being sold, helps you identify what are some of the biggest problems in the industry. And those products could be replicatable. I don't know how to say. You know what I'm trying to say. It could be reproduced in a better way. They could be, and I don't mean copy. Don't ever copy somebody. Just don't do that. You can make a better version of something what they have, but also you can just look at them for inspiration and see what is needed and see the feedback from those products. And then you want to develop a product that solves the problem in a way that others don't. Okay, so if you find a problem, it's being solved one way. Is there even one tiny small shift that gets the job done better or in a different way? And let me give you an example. There's 1,000 different ways to build an email list. And if this guy's got a course on here's how to build an email list, his traffic source, he might be teaching how to use Facebook ads. Well, if you built a list with solo ads, yours is here's how to build a list with solo ads. And there might be 1,000 courses on how to build a list with solo ads, but it doesn't matter because there's one thing that is unique about your product that nobody else in the world can duplicate, and that is your experience of it. And that in itself makes a product unique. If you teach something from your experience of it, nobody else in the world experienced it the same way that you did. Nobody had the same story you did. They might have used solo ads to build their email list, and now they're making a bunch of money every month now because they've built an email list. But your product, your training is unique because it talks about your viewpoint of it, your experience of it, your what you went through. That makes it unique, and that's unique enough. There's enough room in this world for everybody to have all their products, even if they're on the same topic, and that makes it unique enough. But if there's one tiny thing that can change it, even better. So then, under the Hoping for Hundies plan, you just get your product in front of the people who may need it. Simple as that. I know it sounds simple, and you're saying, well, it sounds easy to do, but it's a lot easier said than done. This is true, but I'll give you a big clue, is the who and where they already sell their stuff. So the who is who already has products. Where are they already selling them? How are they already selling them? What are they saying to sell them? What methods are they using to sell them? And here's the two-parter. If those people already have products or are selling products and have an audience, here's the other part of the who. Can I get them to sell my stuff to their audience too? That's the big kicker. That's the big kicker. If I see somebody selling products, if I see somebody selling another product creation course, that's one of my best. Like, I'm going to go to that guy and be like, I got a product creation course. You got a product creation course. Let's swap emails, or something like that, because I know his customers are interested in product creation. My customers are interested in product creation or list building or, growing big red juicy tomatoes, whatever it may be, whatever your niche is. The thing is, your competition is also your best ally. Especially in the internet marketing space, you probably know that all the vendors promote each other. All the vendors are affiliates of each other. Like, I promote other guys' courses, they promote my courses. And so it's those people, when you identify those people in your market, they have your audience. They already have it there. You don't have to go run ads. You don't have to go posting on social media, 10 times a day on 15 different social platforms. No, you just go to the guy that already has the audience and say, hey, guy, I know you promote products to your people all day long. I got another one. You want to make some money? Let's go. And they're like, yeah, man, I'm always looking to sell more stuff to my people. And there are ways to go about doing this that we'll talk about. But essentially, in a nutshell, that's it. And it can make a world of difference. Okay, so who are you? Let's get to some exercises here. Who are you? How do you define your niche, like specifically? So get personal and learn your Enneagram. I don't know if you've ever heard of Enneagram, but it's like a personality test that psychologists use. It's been around for decades, and it's actually scientifically based. It's almost like astrology, in a way, you know, how, or like your zodiac sign in a way, but instead of working off of the stars and astrology, it works off of scientific data collected over, decades from psychologists. And they've identified, I think it's nine definite different personality types, and it is eerie accurate. I've read mine, and it goes so deep. You can learn so much about yourself, and it's extremely accurate. And what I highly recommend is that you go, and I'll give you a resource to find your Enneagram, to do an Enneagram, to figure out which one it is here in a little bit, a link to a place. Go there and take the test, or at least just look at the different ones. You'll be able to spot which one you are just by reading the different descriptions, the brief description, and then go read the full detailed, like even if there's something that, like, if there's something about, read the full bio, like everything about Enneagram, like as much as you can consume about your own Enneagram, because you will learn so much about yourself. And it's going to help you discover things that you didn't realize before, things that you're good at, and things that you're good at helping people with. And it also helps you recognize things that other people recognize in you that you don't. And I love that part. And then once you understand that, then you'll say, oh yeah, you know what, I am pretty good at that. You know, I probably could do that. I would be good at helping people in this way. Just for example, I was talking to a gentleman yesterday, and we were talking about how he was in a room one time and just hanging out with a bunch of people. I think it was at a dinner or something, several tables. And by the end of the night, everybody was sitting there looking at him and listening to him, and while he was talking. And it made me think, you know, you would probably be good on stage. You'd probably do really well with public speaking, because everybody would be entranced with what you're saying, and you have that kind of charisma. And so that's a character trait, a personality character trait that you might come to realize when you learn about yourself this way. This stuff is really, really important. I know it all seems like hoopla and like it doesn't really matter. Just like, tell me what's hot products to sell, Jeremy. And you can't go at it that way. You have to find what really fires you up, because there's hot products in everything. I mean, you can make a product in any niche. There's so many thousands of options that you could do. So the only way to really narrow it down is to figure out what fires you up, right? Otherwise, you're going to be endlessly searching. What am I going to do a product on? What niche am I going to go into? What fires you up? What gets you excited? It's going to get you up out of bed every morning. You know, some days you're going to hate it. Some days you're going to absolutely love it. Also, what qualifies you to be an expert? Well, here's my personal take on it. There is no gauge. There is no defining moment. Like when does somebody all of a sudden become an expert, right? When does somebody get to call themselves an expert? When is it that you quote unquote become it? There is no way to gauge that. Nobody knows. They just all of a sudden one day this guy's an expert. So the way I see it is, you start thinking to yourself that you are an expert, and not in a haughty way, not in a stuck-up kind of manner, but think of yourself as an expert to other people. There are other people that are one step below you. And I love what Matt Basak says. Matt Basak is a mentor of mine, and he says, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Right? In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. He's only got one eye, which to us is a bad thing. For us, in the two-eyed land of the two-eyed, you know, the one-eyed man, he's hindered. But in the land of the blind, in the land of people that don't know the stuff that you know, whether it's very basic or not, you know, if they don't know how to build a squeeze page, if they don't even know what a squeeze page is, then you, the guy that has built a list with a squeeze page, you're king, because you know how to do that. You can teach that guy how to do that. So in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. And so always look at yourself as the king of your land, and you are the expert to somebody. And so another part of being an expert is that you're always learning and that you're always a student yourself. An expert is not just an expert and a teacher, but they're also a student. And I think that's the three things that, or the two things that you have to be to qualify yourself to be an expert, is not only that you recognize that you are a student, but that you also take the knowledge and you share it with others. So if you're a student and you keep the knowledge and you don't ever tell anybody, you're not really, yeah, you're smart about that topic. You can do it really well. But I wouldn't call you an expert because you're not willing to share that with other people. But a true expert, they will share that knowledge just as it was shared with them. So that qualifies you to be an expert. And if you're interested in a topic and you say, you know what, I'm going to be an expert in this topic, just own it. Just own it. Even if you don't know the first thing about it, just own it. I'm going to be the expert on this. People are going to look at me and say, I need help with this. I'm going to this guy. And once you've made that decision, just own it and start living it. All right. Become that student. Just start digesting everything you can about it and consume it and be it. And that will qualify you to be an expert. And one day, not far away, trust me, they'll be doing it a lot sooner than you think. Other people will be calling you the expert. So how do you pick a niche that you love? We kind of went over this. Open a workbook or a clean sheet of paper and write as many niches and topics that interest you as you possibly can. It's important that you write as many as you can. Get them all out. And then underline the three that get you the most excited. What gets you fired up? And then think about it. Out of those three, say them out loud. Which one, when you say it out loud, kind of gives you that little extra fizzle, that little extra bump? Which one moves the needle the most? And just dedicate yourself to that. Just make that dedication. Say, you know what? That's it. That's my niche. I don't really know that much about it. I'm not an expert. Nobody knows me in it, but that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to help people with, and go for it and just make that decision. So how do we come up with a product? Because now you have your niche. So how do we come up with a product? Well, the best place, I would say, to start looking is from your own experience. What are the things that you've accomplished that got some kind of result? Now, depending on what niche you're in, the result is going to be different. If you're in the online money-making niche, your result is probably going to be, you made money from a certain method, or you built an email list from a certain method, or, whatever that might be. But you got a result, and that is important. It's not just, I'm going to teach them how to X, Y, Z. No, you are teaching them how to get a result, how to get the same result that you or somebody else that you know got. The second place, and equally as powerful, is to look at what others are selling that you can improve upon or make your own version of. If you don't have anything in your experience, you don't have any experience whatsoever in this niche, you have zero results of zero kind that you can help people with. The second thing is to say, okay, this is still a niche I want to go after. So let me just see what everybody else is selling. And is there anything that they're doing that I can do better? Or I can do my own version of it? And one way to do this, especially with information products, is to buy your competitor thing, do it, test it, see if you get results, and then repost those results in a product form and say, you know what, I did this. Here's my case study. Here's how I did it. All right. Also, you can go to blogs, podcasts, YouTube channels, Instagram influencers, and other channels in your niche, and write down the products that they're selling that catch your eye. Click on them, look at them, get retargeted. Get blogs, podcasts, YouTube channels, influencers, anywhere that people are in your niche, and just see, what are they pitching? What are they actually selling? Also, what are they talking about? What are the topics? What are the problems that they're discussing and things like that? But we really want to look at what are they actually selling, because that's what we're trying to do. We're not just trying to give out free content and get clicks and likes. We're actually trying to make money. We're trying to sell a product. So I want to see what other people are actually selling, whether it be their own stuff or not. If there's a big popular blog and they've got a banner for this affiliate product, I want to go check out that affiliate product. I want to see what it is. I want to look at the funnel. I want to click on it. I want to get retargeted for their ads. So I start seeing their ads in my Facebook feed so I can, get inspiration from their ads to run my own ads, right? I love clicking on ads because I can get retargeted. I keep seeing them over and over and over and over again. And then you start seeing all their different ads. And it's great. I love doing that. All right. Also, what marketplaces are these people on? Are they on Amazon? Are they on Warrior Plus? Are they on ClickBank? Are they on Udemy? Are they on LinkedIn University? Are they, where are they selling the stuff that they have? Where are they selling? Because you might want to use one of those same resources. You may not have to use the same platform. They may be selling on Amazon and you want to host your own through ClickFunnels, right? Using Stripe or something like that. But it's good to see where they're already at. I'm just going to flip over here and make sure everybody's still good. Everybody's still good. Give me a yes if we're still good and you're following along. And I haven't lost you. You haven't fell asleep yet. Doing awesome. Okay. Hopefully the content is okay and good and helpful. We're going to be getting into some more stuff here. Let's see. Come through the titles in your niche and pick out inspiration. So the titles. Also with blog posts. This is really, really good. Blog posts are great inspiration for titles. And, I've found that a lot of times blog posts and even YouTube videos, longer YouTube videos, could actually be products themselves that they just choose to give that content away. Because you see a lot of times blogs are in like a how to do XYZ format, right? How to blah, 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 blah. Those are absolute gold as starting points for a product because you can flesh out what they've already started. And I have done this times in the past where I've discovered something new from a blog post and from reading about it. And I'm like, oh man, that's cool. Now I'll go check it out, learn about it, do the stuff. And then I will create a product on it. And I would base it off of the original blog post. I wouldn't base it. I wouldn't create, I wouldn't copy anything or anything like that. But it inspired me initially to go check out that thing. Right. And so, there's so much out there. There's so much out there to get inspired from, to create a product. You don't have to come up with something new. You don't have to come up with something fandangled and that's completely nobody's ever seen before. Create something that is similar to what is already out there selling, and you'll be okay. And the key is, again, not to reinvent the wheel, but to improve somebody's life. And that result that you get them is supposed to improve their life. And it might be the same as somebody else is teaching them to improve their life. Okay. It might not be something new that's brand spanking nobody's ever heard of before. All right, moving on. So, also, who signed up as the vendors and the speakers in your industry conferences? And this is taking it to the next level. Now, in the internet marketing space, which is, I think a lot of people here are going to be focusing on the internet marketing space. It's certainly what I can probably help you with the most. But there are lots of conferences in IM. And you want to keep track of who are the people that are speaking on stages in your industry, because those are the biggest, usually the biggest influencers in your space. Some of the biggest, the guys that are speaking on stages or are connected to bigger ones. They're definitely on the map. Okay, what are they selling? What are they teaching? What are they talking about on stage? Go find talks at conferences in your niche and see what those talks are about. If you could go find the list of speeches or the list of talks from any event, like a ClickFunnels event, for example, is a great. ClickFunnels has done an event every year, and their talks are very instructional. And so the titles of them are, like how to blah, 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 blah. So look at those, see what they're teaching, because those are going to be, especially at the conferences, that's going to be some of the newest, most current, up-to-date, hottest stuff right now is the stuff that you'll see at the conferences. Those guys are going to be sharing it with you live there. Also, and if you can go to conferences, that will change your life. That's a whole nother story. We won't even get into that, but I've gone to industry conferences in the IM niche for years and has absolutely changed my life in every way. Also, find big influencers in your industry. What are they selling? They're not just the ones that are in the conferences, but literally just write down all these people's names and maybe put the product names that they're selling, the stuff that they're selling. What's their biggest ticket item, or what is their main flagship product that they're selling, and what is the niche that they're teaching on, or the sub niche? Like, if they're in IM, are they teaching list building? Are they teaching, Amazon? What are they teaching? And then align yourself with those that you gravitate toward. Become friends with them, and I mean that, and really, truly. Even the big guys, you'll find that if you just make the effort, a little more effort than the average person, it's easy to befriend big influencers in your industry, especially in online marketing. Everybody is very approachable. Pretty much everybody's pretty much very, very approachable, as long as you're not shady and don't look like you're coming for a profit or anything like that. Like, if you come at them in a real way, like you're trying to befriend them, you can make some amazing, amazing, amazing friends that will completely change the course of your business, can explode it, and all kinds of things. Okay, so what should your product actually be? Again, we're going to get some inspiration from industry blog posts. Also, products about other products. Product inception, we call it. Now, this is interesting because it's like, let's say there's a new app on the market, or there's this new software platform. Let's say it's a new, for lack of better words, autoresponder. Or actually, I'll give you a real example. I did a product on a technology called Get Emails. And if you go to Get Emails is a tool that allows you to get the email addresses of the visitors to your website without them having to opt in, without them having to buy anything. Like, if they land on your web page, Get Emails automatically pulls their email address, matches it with what's in their database of like millions and millions of people, and then automatically sends that contact directly into your autoresponder and puts it on your email list. And it does work. Me and my buddy James tested it. We got thousands of leads from our pages, which I recommend you use it on your product launch because you'll get a bunch more leads that way. And we did a product about it. So after we did a case study, we used the tool. We used this product called Get Emails, the software tool, which is a web app, and we got results. And then so we created a case study, a series of videos showing exactly what we did. And therefore, it was a product about a product, right? It was a product about, and what we did was very sneaky. We included an affiliate link to the Get Emails, which is a monthly recurring affiliate program, by the way. And we signed up thousands of dollars a month worth of affiliate commissions. Literally, we're still getting paid. We're getting paid thousands a month, every month, from putting the affiliate link in that product and saying, hey, if you go use this, sign up through my link. And I've done that a bunch with other different, the ResaleRightsWeekly.com, resale-rights-weekly.com is another program I like to promote in inside my products as an affiliate, and I get a check every month from them because I do, right? And so products about products, the resources, the tools that you use, creating some quick training about how to do it, and then sell that training for a few bucks. Those are products you can do. Problems that need solutions. Those are types of products. Everything is every product is a solution to a problem. Interview style products. These are products where maybe you're not the expert, but there is an expert and you can go interview that person. These actually sell very well because you're leveraging the name of that expert. Okay. And at the same time, it gives you authority, gives you instant authority because it's you're instantly associated with that person now. If you release a product that's got their name on it, you're instantly associated with that person and you just level up. Just like that, you just leveled up in your industry because you are now associated with that expert. And all you did was either get on Skype or a Facebook call or whatever, ask them 10 different questions, let them answer it there on the video or the audio, or via email. You can do it in text and make it a PDF, but you interview the guy or gal, you save it, and you sell it as a product. Those products sell really well. And as a bonus, a lot of times those guys will even push it out to their audience. Hey, such and such just interviewed me. You got to check this out. Here you go. And bam, that's even more traffic. Hot traffic, because that's his audience, her audience, that you already know is very interested in their stuff. They want it. Okay, so that's a double whammy. Also, a service as a product. It doesn't have to be an ebook or a course or something like that. It could be something that you physically perform as a service. But I will say, as a little bit of a warning, that is essentially the same thing as getting yourself back into a job, creating services for yourself. Now, if it's a simple service you can deliver easily, that's one thing. But if you're billing hourly and it's going to take a while, it's maybe try to find something more that's more automatable, that's has the ability to be automated a little bit more. And that's why I like info products, because once you sell it, there's nothing to do. You create it, you put it out there, and you let your affiliates start running traffic to it. And you just sit back and collect the sales. And you might get an email every now and then from a customer saying whatever. And you answer it. It's no big deal. I don't hardly get very much customer support at all. Even when I get thousands of units sold, you might get 20 emails. It's just the way it is. So it's a lot less than dealing with services. But services could be a quote-unquote product or an upsell to a product. So also, ensuring your product provides value. So this is really important. This is really important because if we're not providing value, nobody's ever going to buy from you again, right? Or at least a lot of them are not going to buy from you again. So we really want to make sure that we're not just delivering a product and getting money, that we are realistically solving a painful problem and we're giving them something that could actually get them the result. Now, you can never promise the result because, who knows? There's too many variables, right? But it must be that result has been accomplished before by using this method. Okay. It has to have been done before. And so that's the thing. It has to be able to legitimately solve a painful problem. Whether they actually take it and solve the problem for themselves is a whole nother story. But the product must at least meet that standard. So here's a great way to think of how to do this and how to deliver information in a way that is beneficial to other humans and that they can use it to actually solve their problem. And that's what I call the information franchise format. We're going to give a special thanks to Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc is the guy. He's not the founder of McDonald's. A lot of people call him the founder, but he is the guy that made McDonald's. Um, and what he did was he and the brothers actually they systematized their business, and then Ray Kroc came along and systematized the business itself. Okay, and the point of a franchise, which is what he originally, there was before Ray Kroc, a franchise was just that you got to borrow the name of the brand. Okay, and that was it. It was like, okay, you can use our name. But when Ray Kroc came along, he created what was called the business franchise format. And in the business franchise format, what you get is that franchisee that buys into the franchise, they're given a whole like business in a box with all the instructions and everything. And basically it's the how-to, the step-by-step. And so that anybody could, with enough money, could go and invest into a McDonald's franchise, and they will hand you the stuff. And anybody, if you're, it doesn't matter from what background or experience or anything, you could have been a construction worker, anybody could come in with the right money and buy into that business franchise. And with the business franchise format, they can follow those steps and be able to create the same result, because you think, and make the same money and create the same result that all McDonald's have. So think about this. If you go into one McDonald's in, I'm in the US. So let's say we go into McDonald's in Texas, and then you go to McDonald's in New York. You're going to have exactly the same experience. And that's one of the things about going to McDonald's. No matter what McDonald's you go into, you know exactly what to expect. You know how it's going to go. You know what the food's like. You know how it's going to be ordered, prepared, how fast it's going to be. You know the process, everything, right? And that's because it was systematized in such a way that every single one of them is like just a duplicate. And that's the point of what we're talking about today. I want to emphasize the information franchise format. We want to create our digital products in a way that anybody with any level of experience, base level or no experience at all, can execute those instructions that you give them and recreate the same predictable outcome every time, get the same results. Maybe not the exact same results, but get results, period. Right? So anybody, no matter who they are, could come and follow your step 1, step 2, step 3, and they'll start building an email. They'll get email subscribers, or they'll get, big green or big red juicy tomatoes, right? You do this, you're going to get those juicy red tomatoes. So it's rinse and repeatable, and it's very step-by-step instructional. It's not, here's the story of my life. Now you can include the story in it, but you have to have the how-to when we're doing these how-to guides. And to think of these products, if you think of them as just how-to guides, it makes it a lot easier to think of it that way. These are like instruction manuals. These are how-to guides to get a certain result. And so use that information franchise format. And everybody that has your product can expect that they could get the same result. Also, you want to provide actionable exercises, stuff that people can actually do. Like I was mentioning before, how you take your paper out and write down on your, those are exercises that are going to help you accomplish and achieve your goal. And, some people aren't going to do the exercises. If you don't do the exercises, you probably won't get very far. But the folks that do the exercises will be very thankful, because they're actually going to get some progress. They'll have tangible stuff in front of them that shows them that they are on their way and getting closer to that goal. So provide those exercises. Provide any resources that can help them, and checklists and things like that they can go through and say a plan of action and a checklist that they can say, okay, I need this, 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 and this. I'm done. Right? And they know when they're done. They're not just wandering around. Remember, all the way in the beginning, how would he fail is from confusion, and we're from from, lack of direction. So we have to give them those exercises. We have to give them those checklists. We have to give them that step-by-step format so they're not confused. They know exactly what to do next. And that's how you create a product that provides the value. Also, you can provide more outlets for help or for more help and support. Give them your email address. Give them the opportunity to either join your free Facebook group or to join a paid Facebook mastermind. Give them opportunities to reach you for more help, or somebody or something that they can get more help from. Because having a training product is one thing, and being able to read a book and reproduce the results, often it can be difficult on your own. So people need that extra help, and people will be willing to even pay for that extra help. Okay. And before I move on, I'm going to just make sure we're all good. Everybody's doing okay. All right. We still there. Okay. All right. Information product system overview. So there are four main parts of an online info product business. Number one is the product and the offer in the funnel. Okay, this is what you actually sell. The product that is in the offer funnel. Now, the offer and the product are essentially the same thing. The offer is what is included inside the product, and the funnel is essentially, the pages, the difference. And then you have a front end product, and then you have an upsell, and another upsell. That's a funnel structure that you're walking your customer through to get from point A to point B. And you might have different offers along the way, but essentially you've got your product and your offer funnel. You've got the traffic and the sales. And then you've got your follow-up sequence, which is very important to get more sales. And then you've got your customer support. That's essentially it. It's really about it. Once you create your product, offer, and funnel, okay, that's a one-time thing. You're done. You're done. You spend a week, 2, 3, 4 weeks building that, creating that, and you're done. You don't have to touch that anymore. Then you go to your traffic. You drive traffic, or you do like I do, and you let other people drive traffic for you. You just tell them, say, hey, all right, ready for traffic? And they do all the, the SEO and the paid ads, and they run all the ads, and they email their lists, and they run all the traffic for me, and they get them hyped up for me, and they get them excited to buy for me. So I don't have to do that. I don't have to focus on traffic. I just focus on affiliates, which is easy. Just say, hey, I got another thing for sale. Go promote it. They say, okay. It's just, that's the way it is. Traffic. And then your sales. You might focus on a different part. We're going to talk about other forms of traffic too, by the way, not just the affiliate stuff. I know not everybody wants to do affiliate and influencer traffic, even though I personally feel like it's the best. Then the next step is your follow-up. You've got to follow up with your customers if you want to continue to make money. Because if it's a one-off thing, they buy your product and they go on your email list, but you don't ever send them another email, you're going to get paid one time from that person, and you're never going to see another dollar from them again. Unless they somehow, through the grapevine, find out that you release another product somewhere down the line. But if you follow up, and you continue to send emails, and I like to send them every day most of the time. I don't necessarily send every day, but I try to, but I can get lazy. Let's just be honest. I can get lazy and not do a follow-up. It's really good to have a drip sequence in place so you don't have to every day go and send an email. If you just have a drip that drips out one every day, after they buy your product, they go on your email list, and every single day you have a new email drip out, and you can have affiliate products in them. You can have other products you might have created in them, and you're selling more stuff. And that's going to make you a lot more money, way more money than you will off the initial product. Actually, that's the most profitable part of this whole business is the follow-ups, is the email list. That's the most profitable because that's where you're going to make the most money after the initial sale. You're going to make money off the initial product, sure, and off the initial funnel. But if you continue to follow up with your customers and email them, you're going to make more money from that than you will from the initial. But you got to have the initial. Plus, the initial, you're getting paid to build your list. Affiliates are driving traffic for you for free, hot traffic for you for free. They're warming them up for you. And then you're getting paid to put them on your list and then giving the affiliate a little chunk of that. But you're still getting paid to build your email list, to build your buyer list. And any other way, you're not doing that. If you go buy an ad, you've got to pay to get the traffic. So that's why I love this business model. Okay, so niche product audience research is the most important part of a hot selling product. You got to know what your audience wants. So don't skip that part. Really take some time to go through that and find out what is really selling in your industry. It won't be hard to find if you start looking. It won't take you very long. You don't have to do hours and hours and hours and hours of research. Really, it's easy to find if you just start Googling a little bit and going through different social media accounts and stuff and seeing what the big influencers are selling. Okay, so how to make a product that gets results, that actually gets results. So anybody should be able to do it. Remember the information franchise format. Okay, you got to make it step by step. You got to tell them exactly what to do. And it's got to be results driven. Every time when you're writing, you got to be thinking while you're writing, is this getting that result? Is this following a process? Will this get them that result if they follow this process every time? All right, teach them on the lowest base level as if they know nothing. Make it easily digestible, short sections. And this right here, teach them, literally teach them like they're a fifth grader. A lot of people want to write and talk very technical and with big words and big fancy language and stuff to try to sound smarter. And people, I could tell you this because I used to be one of those people. People do not like that. They don't like that because most people don't talk that way. And unless they read a lot of books, some people even feel like it's condescending to them because they don't understand, they don't know some of the words, and they feel, let me tell you something else. If somebody says a word that you don't know, everything they say after that, you have a hard time comprehending. If you're ever reading a book and you notice that you have to go back and keep reading a paragraph over and over again, it's because somewhere along the line, you probably read a word that you didn't know and you kept reading. And so your brain is trying to work that out. So you have to keep it on a very, very basic level. Act like a fifth grader that doesn't know anything about what you're talking about is learning how to do what you're trying to teach them. And if you do that, you're going to have really happy customers because let's just be honest. And this is myself included, most of us are still on a grade level education in terms of the way that we learn. It's true. Yeah, we go to college and stuff like that. But most people, they're still on like a 5th to 10th grade, level. And so you have to be very basic and easy. You can't go complex and talk with big fancy words and stuff. It's got to be easily digestible, short sections, actionable content, provide tasks, set assignments, give them stuff to do. So the next thing you got to do is determine what's the best format going to be for your products, because there's a couple different ways. You can do an ebook, you can do a video course, and you can do a live training, you can do audio course. So let's talk about these real quick, just a second. What I like and don't like about each one. So ebooks, the thing I like about ebooks and writing in general is it allows me time to think. It allows me time to write and go back and edit and make it better. And so if I write an ebook, the ebook is going to be really good because I'm going to spend a lot of time going back, editing it, and so forth. The downside is a lot of people don't like to read anymore. They don't want to read necessarily a big long ebook, which is why I say, but a lot of people still do. And here's the thing. You want to keep the ebook short as possible. If you're going to write an ebook, it has to be as short as possible. You have to go back and remove stuff, and then remove stuff again that's not needed, because people will not finish it all the way through. But I will say ebooks still sell really well, because there are a large portion of the population that still enjoys reading and reading ebooks. But understand that there is a large portion that has very short, and even the people that read nowadays have shorter attention spans. We all have shorter attention spans due to social media. It has just been freaking ingrained in us as human beings. We all have short attention spans. Some of us can read, some of us don't even want the time. So video course, the thing I like about it is people really enjoy learning via video. It's just an easier way to learn. And it also gives you a way to demonstrate things and so forth. The downside of video is that, number one, you may not want your voice or face, which I rarely put my face on there. You may become uncomfortable with the content, or not comfortable enough to be able to just sit there and talk about it. So it'd be easier for you to write about it as is. Also, on video, you're kind of on the spot, having to just talk it out, and then you have to go back and edit it later with video, and video is a little bit harder to edit than ebooks, right? So there's the downsides of that. The live training, I like live training like we're doing right now, because number one, you get to interact with the customer. Now, I find that the higher level you go and the more you pay, the closer you get to the live training, because the live training really gives more of a classroom atmosphere. And instead of your customer or client just reading an ebook or watching a video course, this is an interactive thing that they can interact and ask questions and get live feedback right there. So it's like you're in a classroom, the virtual learning. Okay, and that's what I really should have said, virtual learning instead of live training. But that format works really well, because customers love it. And number two, it allows you to create just the outline of your training and then flesh it out while you're live on the training. So you'll find out that it's easy once you have an outline of something, a step-by-step outline of something. It's really easy to flesh out what's inside each step of the outline if you know your topic. So with live training, like I'm doing here, I have a slideshow and I just got bullet points. I flesh each bullet point out as I go. And you can do your video courses the same way. But with the live training, you don't have to create all your training up front. You just create your outlines. And it also allows you to have flexible training, so that you can create your first training, your first week, and then maybe the next week, your clients have questions or something that you wasn't originally going to address in that training the next week. Now you can address it, because now you know from that live training, and you can change it before you go live that next week. So it really works out in a live workshop format. And those actually, you can charge more for that live training as well. Audio courses also sell. Pardon me. I remember a guy named Sean, what is his last name? I can't remember his last name. Sean something. He was on the Warrior Plus for a long time, Sean Mize. And he had a lot of audio courses. People love audiobooks, right? And so if you're not having to show anything on screen or anything like that, you might consider doing audio ebooks or audiobooks instead, because people love to put it on their phone, put on their headphones, and just listen to it. And so that, and especially if you do a video course, I would recommend going ahead and extracting the audio so people can listen to it. And that way, that gives them two different ways to consume the content. But that's another popular form of content. And really, at the end of the day, picking one of these is all about what are you the most comfortable with? And number two, what's really going to benefit your audience the most? Your audience might be more suitable to a certain thing, or the thing that you're teaching might require a video. It might be something that you'd have to have a video versus just an ebook or an audio course. So something to think about. Also, software for the job, just real briefly, because I know most of you know this stuff. And let me just make sure everybody's still good. We're at 1 hour and 20 minutes, and we are a ways through. I'm not sure exactly how many slides through. Give me a okay if you're still here and listening, or yep, or something like that. Yep, still good. Okay, let's keep going. Software for the job. And by the way, if at any point you have questions related or unrelated to what I'm talking about, feel free to throw them in there. Software for the job. So if you're doing an ebook, I just use Microsoft Word or Google Docs or something like OpenOffice. Although, why would you use OpenOffice if you have Google Docs? But, whatever. Any just simple word processor. And then you just save it as a PDF, and bam, you have a book. How about that? Open up Microsoft Word, type out 20 pages, which doesn't take as long as you might think. Save it as a PDF, and voila, you just out of thin air created something that you can sell for hundreds and thousands of dollars. Imagine that. Think about that. Isn't that just crazy? You can type some words in a document and make thousands of dollars. It's insane. Video, I use ScreenFlow for Mac, which is a paid app. It's like $100-something or something like that. I don't know. It is well worth it if you plan on doing video and you have a Mac. I would recommend over any of them. It's very good. Camtasia, if you have a PC and you're serious about, you want to do video, and it's not that you can do all this advanced stuff with these. They're just really easy to use, and they're very powerful at the same time. And they're basically, these are the two top apps besides getting into like movie production quality stuff that's really complicated to use. These are two of the best apps that you can get for video. If you're looking something more for free, there is Loom.com. I really like Loom, and I use it a lot, and they host the videos there for you. And then also Jing is free, but I want to say they discontinued Jing recently, now that I think about it. I added this in here, but they turned it to something called Capture, so I need to change that. Also, with live training, if you don't want to do a live training session, there's GoToWebinar, which you will pay out the wazoo for. It's like $400 a month, and ridiculous, and why would anybody ever pay that much? It's silly, to be honest with you. I know a lot of the webinar, it's a very popular app. All the big webinar guys use it. For me, for what it is, I just, I don't care. Look, guys, that's just too much for a stinking webinar thing, right? For an app. Zoom, much more reasonable. And is really great. I love Zoom. I'm sure you know what Zoom is. Facebook Live is free. So if you don't want to do, any of these others, you can go into Facebook. You can create a Facebook group, throw all your customers in that Facebook group, and then do your training with Facebook Lives inside the group. And there you have it. You can do that. YouTube Live, you can go live on YouTube as well. So, and those are both free. So you don't have to be limited by technology, okay, and budget for technology. Interviews, if you want to do interview, Skype is free. There's an app called Skype Call Recorder. It's a couple bucks, and you can record a Skype call. Works really well. Zoom, also, again, I would prefer Zoom, and you can record the call. Also, I'll just mention GetResponse. As you can see, GetResponse that we're using now has a webinar system, internal webinar system that you can upgrade to, and that's what I use currently. I use that and Zoom, but I like to GetResponse because it's it's with my autoresponder, and it works very, very, very similar to Zoom. So it's almost like a white labeled version of it, but it's not. Anyway, there is that one as well. So let's talk about actually creating the product itself, because we can talk about step-by-step, create a step-by-step product all along, but how do you actually do that? So the best way to do it is start with an outline. And what I like to do is they have something that's called a 5-5 rule. And it's not a rule, so it's a rule of thumb, right? 5-5 rule of thumb. So break a subject down into 5 headings and 5 subheadings. And just about any topic, most topics can be broken down in 5 headings and 5 subheadings, and you can cover it and cover the whole thing in 5-5. And that's basically, again, using that step-by-step franchisable format. And with that, you can just open up like a Word document or a mind map. And mind maps work really well also, if you like that kind of thing. I'm more of a outline kind of guy, but I use both. But having that outline. And so let's think of an example. How to grow big, juicy red tomatoes. Well, the first step of that might be how to pick the seeds. All right. And the first sub step of that could be where to go to find seeds. And the next sub step of that step could be what do good looking seeds look like, right? And so forth and so on. And then your next step of that would be go and dig a hole and plant the seed. Well, there's sub steps of how to do that. First, you got to grab your shovel and you got to dig a hole, and then you got to how deep do you put the seed and all that kind of stuff. And so you break it down into the 5-5 format. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to then go and flesh out the remaining content. You go under each heading and just fill in the content for that section. And your outline, it just makes it super easy to complete your ebook or video course. Versus, and here's what most people do, here's what I started out doing, is you open up your Word document and you're staring at a blank page and you're like, okay, where do I even start? Right? What do I even say? Like, how do I even begin this? I don't know. I have no idea what to say. And I'm telling you, the best way to do it is just outline the steps for the process that you're trying to teach, and then go back under each of those headlines and fill it in, because then you'll know what to say, because then you're creating like a template for yourself, so to speak. All right. And then guess what? You save it in a suitable distributable format, like a PDF for ebooks, MP3, MP4, upload it to YouTube or Vimeo or something like that for your videos. Save it in a format, and then by George, you have a product. And it's as simple as that. Once you've created that product, you have that. Once you have that file, you have something that you can literally go out and sell right now. And you have that thing forever. Okay? Years down the road, you can sell this thing, you can update it and sell it. There have been products. I mean, every year I relaunch some of my old products because they're still good. They're evergreen products. They're still good. So I'll do like version 2.0, or sometimes I wouldn't even name it version 2.0. I'll just, the same exact product title and everything a year or two later, and nobody remembers it because it's a year or two later. And I'll just, I might have updated the content a little bit, but for the most part, it's the same thing. And I relaunch it and I get the same influx of sales. And it works just as good as it did the first time. And so that's something else to think about with these products, is that you can do them over and over and over again. You can rehash them and re-release them over and over and over again, especially if they're evergreen. So the next part of this is adding more revenue. Once we have our product created, now that you've selected your niche, you've picked out what your product topic is, you created your outline, you flashed out your outline and wrote your product, and now you've saved it. You've got a PDF sitting on your desk. It's your product. It's ready to sell. What's the next thing? Well, the next thing is we want to think about upsells. And this is optional, but who doesn't want to make more money? Right? Who doesn't want to make more money? And if you're going the affiliate route and getting affiliates to sell your product, who doesn't want to make your affiliates more money too? Because then they'll be more inclined to promote your product, because they're going to be making more money if they get sales on the upsell as well. So first of all, what the heck is an upsell? Well, it is a product that you sell in addition to the original product that you sell. So if you go to McDonald's and you buy a hamburger, they're going to say, do you want fries with that? That's an upsell, right? If you buy if you buy a product creation course, they might say, well, then the next page, they might say, well, how would you like to learn affiliate marketing as well? And that's the next upsell in that funnel. And that person might buy that as well. And so you can continue to upsell things that are relevant and useful. And you want to make sure that your upsells convert. And basically to do that is you want to make sure that it either makes the main product easier, faster, more cost efficient, or more profitable, produce more results. Okay, and so if you're adding to the front end, then it's going to be a much better upsell than versus something completely irrelevant and different. For example, if I had a product about how to create your own course, and then my upsell was how to build an Amazon store, those are very incongruent things. My upsell is not going to convert very well, right? Because they're interested in creating their own product, not selling e-com stuff on Amazon. So what would be a more congruent upsell is, like I said before, I have a course about how to create courses. The next upsell would be, well, hey, you're going to get all these customers from your course onto your email list, and then you're going to want to be promoting affiliate products to that email list. So I've created a special training upgrade for you that teaches you my exact affiliate marketing strategies that earned me blah, 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 blah. And that's the perfect upsell because that's the next thing they're going to need in the process. Once they've got customers, they're going to sell them more stuff. So here's how to sell them more stuff. Okay. Upsells like that, things that are going to make it easier, faster, more cost efficient, or make more results, get more results. Maybe it solves an even bigger or related problem. Perhaps, they're trying to sell affiliate products, but they also want to build an email list, right? So that's a related problem. It's not the same problem, but it is related. Solves the problem without them doing anything, done for you. So great upsells are done for you upsells. An example of this might be, okay, we're going to learn today how to build a squeeze page and drive traffic to that squeeze page to build a list. And as a done for you upsell, here I've got 5 different squeeze pages already pre-built for you, completely done for you. All you got to do is send traffic. You see, that's the perfect upsell because now you're making it even easier, even faster, because now they don't even have to do it. Like you've done it for them. Okay, that is the perfect progression of an upsell. Also, there's types of upsells. There's higher level knowledge. Okay, there is done for you style solutions that we were just talking about. There are services. So, we're going to talk about how to build squeeze pages today, or here's a product about how to build a sales page. And then the upsell could be, well, how would you like us to build your sales page for you? Again, and that's combining 2 things. That's a done for you and a service. See, the done for you could be something that you created and packaged up and you're selling the done for you package, but it can also be a done for you service where you're actually just doing the thing as the orders come in, so to speak. Personal assistance is another type of upsell. People pay big money for personal assistance because the training is one thing, but being able to tap into an expert who already knows it, who's already done it, and can give you the shortcut and just tell you exactly what you need to know. Like you just, you don't have to question. You just ask them, hey, how do I do this? And they just tell you. Nothing trumps that. That's like the ultimate upsell. I don't know. Done for you could be because you don't even have to do it. A done for you service, but personal assistance and coaching, consulting, it's one of the best. Masterminds is another one. Having a group mastermind, you say, hey, you got the training now, but how would you like to be in a group of your peers that are in the trenches with you, plus have direct access to me through the group, through this mastermind? Okay, and this could be a monthly recurring thing as well, which I highly encourage. My mastermind is $19 a month. I've had it $29 a month. I know guys that have $97 a month. I know guys that have $1,000 a month. I was in a mastermind where I paid $1,000 a month. It was well worth it, believe it or not. I made way more than my money back. And so that just goes to show, a mastermind can be at any level, and you can absolutely have a mastermind. And don't think that you're going to get thrown in there and they're going to have all these tough, hard bunches of tough, hard questions, and you're going to be like, I don't know what to do. It doesn't matter, even if you're not an expert. Just get in the group. You won't get that many questions. And the questions that you do, be sincere, be real, honest answers that you can answer. And if you can't answer them, just be honest. Hey, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to find out for you. Or, hey, I don't know the answer to that, but I know the guy who does, and I'm going to go ask him for you. Or connect you with him, or something like that. And basically, you're just there to serve. You don't have to pretend like you know everything. Nobody expects you to know everything. You're just a normal guy like everybody else. You're just trying to help them any way that you possibly can. Okay, and truly care for your customer. The more you care for them, the more they'll pay you. Simple as that. More resources. Any kind of resource that you can give them. Checklists. Templates. That's kind of done for you. But any kind of like cheat sheets that have, for example, the top 300. I remember doing a cheat sheet. I was doing a Reddit product about Reddit, training on Reddit. And then one of the upsells was a cheat sheet for like the top 300 Reddit groups, so to speak, Reddit subreddits, and a couple other resources like that. And so those make good upsells. All right. Let me go back here. Okay, I'm still good. Dan says I have an app called Scribble. ODO. Nice. Yes. Scribble. That sounds familiar. Scribble. Sounds very familiar. Anyway, moving on. Yes. Software could be. That's a good point. Software could be upsells. Any kind of automated solutions could absolutely be upsells. So I don't even know why I don't have that here. But that's kind of next level. You'd have to either develop it yourself or find somebody to develop it for you, which in my case, I don't know how to code, so I'd have to find somebody. But there's a lot of money in software too. So talking traffic. Now, we are going to have a whole week, a training. I think it's week 3. Week 3, we're going to be doing a whole thing about traffic training. But I wanted to briefly cover traffic in here because I know there are people that get really excited and you're go. And you want to, you just want to know stuff, right? And so I just want to briefly cover traffic and some of the traffic that we're going to be talking about. And we're going to get a lot more in depth into this in the traffic week. But let's just really quick talk about traffic, because it's everybody's favorite subject, right? So the big secret to traffic is look what others are already selling and look who is already selling. It is actually the better. I actually need to replace that and say, look who is already selling. That's really, look where others are already selling is the key. Define where they're at, but look at what they're selling and who is selling. That's the big ticket to traffic, because those are the people that already have your traffic. They already have your traffic. So when it comes to traffic, though, you can pay with your sweat or you can pay with your money. What do you want to do? Social media is a gold mine as well. And what I mean by pay with sweat or pay with money is you can go the free route and you can go and post every day on social media and 10 different social media sites and try to do it that way. You can go out and talk to affiliates, get them to drive traffic for you, which is, again, my preferred way, because it's a little bit of sweat that goes a long way. Or you can spend money and run paid ads. But I will say that the paid ad games, you better have a little budget handy. Most people think you can go into it and do $5 a day ads, and all of a sudden you're making a bunch of money. It just doesn't work that way. And so if you go in with no budget and you try to do paid ads, you're going to quickly lose, and you're going to say, you know what, this stuff just doesn't work. It does, but you've got to be prepared to stick with it. With pay with sweat, you can pay with a little bit of sweat, and especially with the affiliate game. So social media is a gold mine. I see so many people that are building up their profiles, lots of followers, and they're selling the products to their followers, especially on like Instagram now. People are really building huge followings and selling their products. So absolutely have to throw that in here. I'm not saying that's the best way to do it, but I have to throw it in there because it is a legitimate way to do it. And I have, it is a tactic that I've used to sell. I've used my social media to sell before. I don't really do it so much anymore, but I used to, especially Facebook. I used to sell on my Facebook. And it does work, but now I just have a different perspective of how I do things. But Facebook, so you can create a new profile. And let me just tell you this little traffic tip. This is one way that you can get traffic in a new niche, or in a niche, and create it completely separate from your personal profile. So I have a second profile that I use for business purposes only. And you can do different things like join lots of big groups in your niche. And then when you join those groups, start friending lots of people in those groups. And they'll start to friend you back. But before you start to do that, you want to post a bunch of fun stuff to your wall that's related to that niche. All right. And just stuff in general. Okay. And then you can throw in the occasional promo. And build your Facebook as well by putting a lead magnet on there. And for example, if you go into a big group and you start following all these people, you're going to get people that's going to, first of all, look at your profile, and they'll also just follow you back immediately. But when they start to look at your wall, you want to have a bunch of stuff there already. Okay, but you're also going to have little here's and there's little lead magnets, occasional promos. You could do live streams, just giving content at the very end. Oh, by the way, if you like that, you should check out blah, blah, blah. Right? And those little subtle things, you don't have to sell. You don't have to sell. What you want to do is provide value. And then, and if you like that, here's more. A very quick, very subtle afterthought almost when you're going to sell on social media. And then the posts that do really well, if you find that you make a post that does really well, use that post for your ads. That was a little tip from Frank Kern. He says, that's how I determine which ads I run. He's like, I'll make a post on my Facebook page or my groups, and I'll post 2 or 3 different posts. I'll see which one does the best, and I'll take that post and I'll run that one for the ad. So I know that it's going to get good engagement. And so that's his little tip there. So Facebook is a good way. YouTube also. YouTube is really great I know it's talked about a lot. It's beat to death. But I'm telling you what, YouTube is really a good source of traffic, especially if you're consistent. So you post videos that are bits of content from your product. You don't even have to come up with new content all the time. So you've already got this product in front of you. Leverage that. Take little pieces of it out. All right. Maybe it's one of the steps or something like that. Make a video about it or a Facebook post, and little bits of it, little bits. And every post is another little bit of your product. And maybe you've created, maybe over the span of all your posts or videos, you've shared the entire product, but they're in little bitty chunks, and they'll buy the main thing. And at the end of each one of those videos, where it's just a little bit of that content, a little piece of your product, to say, hey, by the way, if you want to learn more about this, I've got XYZ product. Go here and check it out. It's really as simple as that. It honestly is, because you're giving them a little bit of value, and if they're interested in it, they're going to go and check out your product, and a lot of people are going to buy it. It really is that easy. Mention it in every single video. Put a link in the description. You can use PowerPoint. You don't have to put your face on the video. And you can run those videos as ads on top of other people's similar videos if you want to. If it's getting some traction, you can run them as ads. Either way, if you're consistent and you put up on YouTube, especially, if you put up a video once a week or once a day, 2 times a week, the key is consistency, because what YouTube wants to do is deliver fresh content, fresh and relevant content to their viewers. And the way they do this is they see which YouTube channels post the most frequently and the most regularly. And it said, because this YouTube channel posts regularly, we're going to feature their content more often, because we know that if we get somebody that watches them, they're going to be continued to be fed good content. It also gives you chances to get a winning content that gets viewed by a lot more people. Maybe it's a certain video that gets 10,000 views versus all your other videos that got 200, and just one video can skyrocket your whole channel and get you thousands of YouTube subscribers. So, and YouTube will feature yours when people are searching for specific things like how to build an email list. They're going to feature your video more. If you're posting more consistently, they're going to show your video higher up in the results. And that's just the way it is on YouTube. Also, Instagram, follow people with similar profiles and post similar stuff and sell yours. I know that sounds really, really stupid and really, really simple. But honest to goodness, I've done this. I went into the survival niche on Instagram. I have a profile on there. It's called the National Outdoor Survival Society. How do you like that name, by the way? Sounds very official, doesn't it? Anyway, I created that profile, and I just started. I went to all the other like bushcraft and survival Instagram profiles, and what I did was I went to their Instagram profiles that were like selling something, because I wanted to sell stuff. So I wanted people who were interested in stuff that was being sold, and I went and followed all the people that were interacting with those posts, that were liking it, commenting on it, engaging with those posts. Because now I know I've got people that are hyper engaged in this niche, and even stuff, the gear and stuff in this niche, people that are interested in products in this niche. And you know what? I got like a 50 to 60% follow back rate. I did this in another niche as well. And by the way, I was able to grow it to like 4,000, almost 5,000 subscribers in about 2 weeks, followers on Instagram in about 2 weeks. And they were really hyper engaged, and it really, really worked. I was super surprised that I got, it was like a 40 to 60% follow back rate, that people that followed me back. So you could follow like 200 people a day. Half of those people are going to follow you back. And I'm telling you, I grew really, really quickly. And you can go and see that. And so Instagram is a great way to get a bunch of free followers. And the traffic on there, when you post on Instagram, all the traffic comes within 24 to 48 hours. It's just that kind of platform. It's just, the content that is the newest gets consumed and it's gone. And so when you post, your traffic is just like that. And it works really well. I don't use Instagram at all for personal reasons whatsoever. I've used it for business because I don't really get the whole, it doesn't appeal to me to look at people's photos. I don't care about that. So if you went to my personal profile, you wouldn't see anything on it hardly. But if you went to some of the brands that I've created on Instagram, you can see that I've created quite sizable accounts, and it works really well for a free traffic source that's actually quite targeted, because the followers that you're getting, you already pre-qualified them in a way, and you already know that they're interested in what you have. So really, 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 really works well. And that's kind of like leaking off an influencer without them even knowing it. Just going and following their followers. They will follow you back if your profile is set up and represents something similar. That's the other key to that, is the profiles that you're picking to follow people from. You want your profile set up in a similar manner that's got similar content. Okay, so you know that they're going to be interested in yours too. And okay, so lots of talking. I'm sure you can hear my voice is getting a little hoarse. And we're coming up on 2 hours, but we're getting through it. We're almost. So find and follow is a big secret number 2. Influencers provide the best traffic on earth. And the reason is because it's a recommendation from somebody that the in person loves. So, if you're a fan of Michael Jordan, for example, and he tells you, you're looking at 2 pairs of shoes, and Michael Jordan says, these are the best shoes on the planet. You got to buy these shoes. And you're a big Michael Jordan fan. All right. You're much going to more likely going to buy that pair that he just told you, man, you got to get these. I tried these on. They're awesome. You got to get them. Versus this other one that you just saw, this random ad that just came through your news feed, right? And it's just this random shoe. You don't really know much about it. It does say best shoe in the world, but whatever. If you look at those 2 shoes, which one are you going to pick? If you're a big Michael Jordan fan, replace Michael Jordan with any name on the planet that you like. If they say, this is the shoe, man, you got to have this shoe, you're going to buy from them. And that's one of the reasons that influencer traffic is so powerful, because it converts very heavily. Because it's not just some guy sending traffic to your page. It's somebody telling their followers, recommending your product to them, saying, this is a good product. They're warming your people. They're warming those customers up for you before the customer even hits their page, hits your sales page. They want to buy the product, right? Because the dude's like, man, you got to check this out. You got to get it. And he said, oh, man, freaking Mark Cuban told me I got to buy this. I got to get it. That's just the way it works. And the other reason is the best traffic on the planet is because they already have that audience, and they could just push a button and bam, send you a bunch of traffic, of the hottest traffic. You can't compare this traffic to paid traffic. Paid traffic, yes, you can scale it and throw millions of dollars at, tens of thousands and make millions. But influencers, you could, a couple really big guys send one little thing out to their people, and depending on the dude, you could make a boatload of money, right? Depending on who they are. If Mark Cuban, if Elon Musk recommended your product, for example, you could make millions overnight, right? So just think about that. Also, find and follow as many people in your industry as possible. Seriously, get into it, dive it, drink the Kool-Aid. It's really about the people in your industry. It's connecting with those people. Subscribe to all of their email lists, get on their social channels, start commenting on their posts. If they don't know you from Adam, it doesn't matter. That's how you get them to know you. Start commenting on their posts. Start showing up in their world. Just showing up. And they're going to notice you. People notice the people that show up regularly in their world, because most of us, even the most famous people, have lots of people coming at them, but there's only really a few that are consistent, and they take notice. You just, as a human, you take notice of the people that are giving you interest. Look at where they're getting the most engagement, and this is important. These influencers, follow them and look, what platforms are they getting the most engagement on? Are they getting the most engagement on Instagram? Are they getting on Facebook? Are they getting on YouTube? Because those are going to be the platforms that you're probably going to want to go after. You're probably going to want to look at those platforms because they're doing the best there. Now, you also have to weigh out, okay, does this influencer have a huge Instagram following and does well, and this influencer in the same niche, selling the same kind of products, have a huge YouTube following? Which one's better? Which one's doing better? Yada, yada, yada. And basically try to narrow down, okay, and you're probably going to find out that they're all pretty much on the same platform doing the same kind of thing, the majority of them. And so that will give you some hints. Also, ask to buy a solo ad or advertisement from influencers. This is top-notch traffic. If I'm going to spend money for traffic, yeah, you could pay for an ad. Yeah, you can kind of try to narrow it down and zero in on your niche. I'm not downing paid ads, but I would much rather take that money and go to a big influencer that I know has a passionate audience and that has an engaged audience and has a big audience, and give them the several $100 to say, hey, you promote my thing, because that's going to turn into a lot more sales for me. It may be less clicks. It's going to be a lot more sales, though, because they're going to make me more money. So I would absolutely be willing to buy a solo ad from an influencer. Now, not just some random internet marketing guy solo ad. I'm talking about going to a guy that has a brand name and saying, hey, dude, what does it take to buy an advertisement from you? And let me tell you, all these influencers, anybody that has a big audience, they're very accustomed to getting approached for ads and solos and product pitches and all that kind of stuff. Everybody that has a big audience. So don't feel, you don't have to be nervous about approaching these people. You don't have to be nervous about saying, hey, what would it take for me to get in front of your audience, for me to get you to, can I buy a solo ad from you? Can I buy a mail out from you? Can I shout out on Instagram? What can I get from you for you to advertise my product or recommend my product to your audience? And, just ask. The least they could say is, the worst they could do is say, shove off, dude. I hate you. So what if he says that? So what? Go to the next guy. One of them, somebody's going to say yes. Lots of them will say yes because they like money. So ultimately, ask them to promote for a commission of the sales. Now, sometimes this is trickier. It depends on the niche. This is what I go for, though. And ask them to be an affiliate. And always ask that first. And if it's an affiliate, it depends on the niche you're into. Like in the internet marketing space, everybody pretty much does the affiliate thing. Everybody knows that you promote as an affiliate. So if you're in the internet marketing space, you don't really have to worry about trying to convince them to do affiliate versus paid upfront advertising. In other spaces, you might be more like if you go into the health and fitness space or something like that, you might face more of you got to buy a solo ad to get a blast to my email list, an email blast to my list, or something like that, because they're not used to the affiliate game so much. But you can still, even with those people who are not in the quote-unquote affiliate marketing world or may not know much about it, you can still explain it to them and say, look, there's two different ways we can do this. I could either pay you up front, or you can recommend it and you can get a percentage of each sale that comes through. And by the way, here's proof of my previous sales, if you have it. And you have this much chance of making X amount per sale and blah, 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 blah. And, just give them the specifics of it. And a lot of people will do that because they have a chance of making a lot more money as an affiliate than they would just getting paid up front, depending on their audience size and level of engagement. So most of the time you can make more as an affiliate than just taking an upfront payment, if your audience is good. So the big secret number 3. This is cool too. Customers are your ultimate salesmen. Customers are your ultimate salesmen. I don't know if you remember a guy named Mike Filsaime. He's one of the internet marketing, quote unquote, legends, I guess you could call him. And he created what's called the butterfly effect. And it basically, I had the idea of the butterfly effect, and it's basically, your customers, you impact your customers, and your customers continue to impact others from that. And part of that is they continue to get sales for you, and it creates like a butterfly effect. And there's more to it than that, but for our purposes here, your customers can be your salesmen, word of mouth. They say, hey, I went through this course, I got it, I loved it. You got to try it. And especially those customers who have that audience, but you can leverage this. So in your product, say, hey, look, you bought this. You used it, you read it, you liked it. If you liked it, would you like to recommend it to your own audience, to your own people, to your own friends and family, and get paid to do it? Here's how to do it. And you go get them to sign up as an affiliate. And now they're recommending something that they bought, that they liked, to their friends and their people. And just in the same way, those people are going to buy too, because it's a recommendation from a friend. And so I think everybody knows word of mouth is probably the best form of traffic. It's just you can't push a button and get a bunch of it at one time, right? Word of mouth is more of a slower type process, but it is one of the best of all. Customers love to share what's worked for them. If you incentivize them and get crazy, incentivize their referrals, reward them for when they bring people in, like giving them a commission, sales. That's, everybody loves cash. Always ask for testimonials. So each one increases your conversion. Every testimonial that you add to your page increases your conversion rate just a tiny bit, or even by a lot. If you have no testimonials on your page, having one can double, triple your conversion rate. It's insane. Okay, so always try to put testimonials and things like that on there. And we're going to talk about your sales page and writing your sales letter and all that stuff next week. Also, always ask for negative feedback, because each one can improve your offer. Ask them, what did you hate about my course? What did you hate about this training? If one person feels that way, there's probably more that feel the same way. So get that negative stuff so you can fix it. If you fix it, people will love it. All right, so that about wraps it up. We're going to talk about the assignments this week. And then we'll go into a little Q&A if we need to. Assignments. So number one, go to this place, enneagraminstitute.com/type-descriptions. This is a free site. It shows you all the different Enneagram types. It gives really good descriptions, detailed descriptions, and it's all into that stuff. And I highly recommend you go there and you find out what your type is, and you read all about yourself, learn all about yourself, because it can, and I mean this truly, it can change your life by discovering things about yourself that you never realized before. And it can really open up a new world for you, and a new way of thinking, and a new way about going about this business. You might discover that you're wanting to get in a completely different niche than you thought, and all kinds of stuff. So I highly encourage you to go visit that and do that and figure out what type you are. And if you want to, you can post up in the group, say, hey, I did my Enneagram and this is what I am. And it is right on, or it's not accurate at all, or it should be accurate though. All right. Also, assignment this week, clean sheet of paper, write down a list of possible niches. If you have not figured out your niche yet, underline the top 3 that get you excited, and then circle 1 to pursue and stick to it. Circle the one that really gets you fired up. It really moves the needle for you. So we got to do our Enneagram. We want to pick our niche. Then we're going to do a little bit of product research, scour the internet for info products in your niche, write down the hottest selling products, visit Facebook groups, write down questions and questions asked and offers that are promoted, write down what influencers are selling, what are their courses on, how much are they selling them for, what are they saying to sell them, what does their sales copy look like, what does their sales funnel look like, what are their upsells, all that good stuff. Go buy a whole funnel worth of stuff on the biggest competitor, like your guy that you would basically be doing exactly what he's doing. Like, go buy his product and maybe even buy his upsells if you can afford it, and just like go through everything he's doing and see how he does it, or she. And and that's some of the best product research you'll ever get, is finding those hot selling products and just dissecting what they're already doing. And you replicate that for yourself is an easy win. It's a really easy win. Also, on another clean sheet of paper, write down a list of possible product ideas. Underline the top 3 that gets you most excited, and then circle the 1 to pursue and stick it. And again, this is just an exercise in commitment and an exercise in like finalization of a decision. And because a lot of times it's just hard for us to decide, like I have, this niche that I want to try, and this product that I want to try. And you really just have to make that decision. Sometimes it's hard to do that in your head. But when you write it down on a piece of paper and it's sitting in front of you, it's a lot easier to look and say, okay, I don't really want that one. Don't really care about that one so much. That one's okay, but no. But I'm going to underline this one because it's kind of cool. And I'm going to underline that one. That's kind of cool too. And maybe that one. And the rest of these can shove it. Out of these three, that one kind of gets me excited. This one but this one, I talk about this all the time. Everybody, when I talk about it, I get fired up. This is the one for me. And I circle it and you stick to it. And the biggest thing is the sticking to it. And the circle, the actual act, the physical act of circling it helps you to stick to it because it finalizes in your brain that this is the one that we're going to do. What happens is we say, I'm probably going to do this niche. And then we never pursue it because we're still kind of back and forth. Or this product. We're still kind of back and forth. But once you draw that circle, it's like, that's it. That's the one. And it's easier to stick to it. So also create your outline. So after you've done that, you've got your niche, you've got your product, you know who you are. We're going to create our outline. Again, the step-by-step 5-5 format, steps and substeps, and then flesh out your entire product after that. Flesh out your outline, and then, bada bing, post your progress in the Facebook group, and that's it. You'll have a product. Once you flesh it out, you save it as a PDF, bam, or video or whatever. You have a product. You have a product, and I want you to post your progress in the Facebook group. If you're like, I decided my name of my thing is going to be XYZ. If you do your Enneagram and you figure out what type you are, post it in the group. Say, I did my Enneagram. I'm this type, and it was right on. I decided what my niche is going to be. It's going to be this. I decided what my product's going to be. It's going to be this. By the way, everybody in the group, we should share a certain level of privacy and respect of each other's work, because we are talking about private matters, and we don't want to be taking anybody's ideas. We don't want to be sharing anybody's ideas outside of the group. That will not be looked upon greatly, but share your progress in the group, and that's going to help you keep motivated. It's going to help us keep you motivated, to help me keep you motivated. It'll help me know if you're actually doing this stuff, or if you're just one of the people that's just going to sit around and kick the can, which is okay. If that's what you decide to do, that's up to you. But I like to know when you're having progress. And if you need help, post if you need help. If you have any questions. But I love that stuff. I love progress posts. And finally, listen, the easiest way to get stuff done, if you're like me and you're a procrastinator, is to literally take out a little sheet of paper and write down, here's my task, 1, 2, 3, and 4 that I got to get done today. And then set a timer, and you don't stop until that timer's done. And believe it or not, for each task, okay, so if task number 1, I write 30 minutes next to it. Task number 2, I write an hour next to it. And I set my timer for 30 minutes or for an hour or for whatever I set that time to. Usually, 99% of the time, I complete my task before the timer is done, and I get all my stuff done way, way faster versus if I didn't do that. If I didn't write it down and set a timer, if I don't set a timer, it'll take me forever. If I set a timer, and I'll tell you what I did, and this is Matt Basak's suggestion. He had a little hourglass sand timer on his desk, and he told me, he says, man, you got to get you a sand timer. Because once you flip that puppy over, there is no pause button. Like, you have to get it done before the sand runs out. And so I did. I have a sand timer right here on my desk. It's a 45-minute timer. And when I really have to get in and focus and sit down and do my work, I flip that bad boy over, and it has to get done before the sand runs out. And it just makes you work harder because there is no pause. and it's sand. It just, I don't know. There's something about it. So set a timer and get to work. And by the way, failure to complete the assignments is going to put you far behind. If you don't create your product this week, which I know you're like, oh man, I can't create a product in a week. There's no way, man. There's like, a few days left. Just do it. Really, really, really try to do it, because if you don't, you're going to be behind. Next week, we're going to be working on a sales page. You're still creating a product. 2 or 3 weeks from now, everybody's getting sales and you're not, and you're way behind. So let's do this stuff. That is the most important part, and leverage me. Okay, please. You've got my phone number. Let's just go into the courses on command. Here's the actual course area, the membership area. Now, you've already signed up for these. I had to change this to 11. I changed it to 1 because my silly self, now it's 1 p.m., did the time zone backwards, and I had it wrong, so sorry about that. Anyway, if you're not already in their Facebook group, which you are, join it there. But here's my phone number. You can text me and just say, hey, this is such and such. I just joined Courses on Command. And if you have any questions, you can text me. You can email me. You can text me, and you can Facebook me. And I give you those 3 options that way because everybody prefers something different. And I want you to understand that you have access to me. And that's the most important part of this whole thing, is the access to where I can help you personally. And so feel free again. And if you want to call, you can call. But I usually don't answer numbers. I don't know whose number it is. So just leave a voicemail and I'll call you back. But once I know who it is, I'll save you my phone. I might answer it next time. But anyway, we've got the course structure. I'm going to be placing the recordings in here. Week 1 is going to go in here. I will also include the slides for the trainings. I'll add those, and I'll be adding the recording to this class and the slides here in just a few after we get off of here. And then also the bonus 30-day Super Simple Sales Challenge is a monster of a course and workshop itself. I've got like 8 weeks worth of training and content in there. It's actually a lot of the same stuff that we're covering here. The Super Simple Sales Challenge, though, the difference between it is we were teaching that. I was teaching how to do this stuff without a website and basically using Google Documents as your sales letter and your delivery, using Google Documents for web pages. It's a slightly different approach. But what is similar about it is I talk about all the same stuff on how to create products, how to come up with the inspiration, how to drive traffic. Everything else is the same. The only thing that's different is that with the Super Simple Sales Challenge, you're not building websites and funnels. And I will go and say this, using websites and funnels, you will find, and full-on courses, you will find will be more profitable in the end. But with the Super Simple Sales Challenge, the goal with that was to get up quick and fast and like not have to even have a website. Quick and fast, quick sales. But it's not as sustainable as this, because when you don't have a web page, you get very limited. You can't add retargeting. You can't really sell the affiliates that well. It's just a number of things that prevent you. But if you want to go through this, if you click on it, it's going to take you to an area to sign up for the members area, right? Create your account. You can do that, and you can go through that and visit the members area. Let me just log in here and let me see. There's so much, like there's pre-challenge training. There's the 30-day core training. I've got extra weeks training. There's bonus. There's lots of stuff in here. Lots of resources when you click on the trainings. There's lots of, I haven't logged in. Lots of different resources and stuff. So if you get an itch I did that because if you get an itch to watch training and stuff like that, and you don't want to wait for next week to dive in week 2, if you go into the Super Simple Sales Challenge, you can go into those future weeks of training, like week 2, 3, 4, and they're going to be very similar to what we're talking about in this workshop. So you can go in and consume some more content between now and next week if you'd like. And you might even get some different perspectives on stuff if you watch week 1. But anyway, I just wanted to throw this at you and show you. I've got some workbooks in here, Courses on Command workbook. And if you click on Access the Workbook, you're going to go in here and you will see some exercises. And I should have showed you this earlier. So deciding your niche. Again, fill this page with as many niche topics and passions as you've ever been interested in, even as a child. You're going to underline 3 and circle 1. Same thing for the product. And then also, we're going to go through the exercise of defining your product. So you want to define how your product will help others and provide a value. And this will make everything else easier. Once you understand this, my product helps blank get blank without blank by blank. My product helps people build an email list, or my product helps struggling entrepreneurs get more email subscribers without, let's say, paid traffic by, and you could say by using social media, or by whatever it is the means that they get that result. And once you define this sentence, once you can write this sentence out, my product helps blank get blank without blank by blank. When you can answer that sentence, you know you have a winning, you've got your product, and everything else is going to be so much easier because you're going to be clear about what you're trying to do and what you're trying to help those people do. And so you can create better resources, checklists, more products, upsells, everything. It just helps you. Sub benefits of your products you want to add in there. How to blank so you can blank without blank. Right? How to build an email list so you can make money without having a job. I don't know. Off the top of my head, that was a terrible example. How to grow big juicy red tomatoes so you can enjoy fruit without having to buy it from the grocery store. Any number of things. Also, you can go through here, similar products in your niche. So this is a great way to flood your mind with product inspiration. Go through and write down the names of the products that are in your niche. Who are they created by? Who are those people, those influencers? These are the people that you want to know. How much are they selling them for? That's an important thing to know too. What are the common problems that these products are solving? What problems do they not address? Because these are problems that you can address. Also, how can you improve on these products? Which can you do that that they don't have? What are they missing out? How can you make them better? Next thing, you're going to outline your product. So creating an outline, and by the way, I recommend just printing this, just getting it out and either printing it or clicking make a copy, and then it'll be a copy in your Google Docs. But I recommend printing it out and writing it in pen. And really actually doing this workbook, because it's really going to actually help you. I did it myself a while back, and it truly did help me. You might mentally be thinking, oh, I already know this stuff in my head. There's just a transformation that happens when you put ink on paper. I can't tell you. There's some kind of magic that happens there. So anyway, outline your product, put your product name, chapter 1, section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chapter 2, section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the 5-5 outline. Okay, what is your outline going to be? And then do you have bonus resources? And then once you've done that, fill out that outline, and then you have a product. So also influencers, brands, marketplaces. You want to write these down. So what are some of the top blogs in your niche? What are some of the top YouTube channels, top pages, top people? top Instagram influencers, the top marketplaces. Is it WordPress, JVZoo, ClickBank, that kind of stuff. So forth. Traffic strategies. So write down the 3 sources and strategies in step-by-step format that you plan to focus on 100% until you master them. And the reason I say this is people jump from strategy to strategy when it comes to traffic, and they don't test it enough to actually get the sales. So write down, what are the things that you want to try? What are the first? Now, you don't have to stick with them. If you find out you hate it or it's not working, you can change that. But this is all about clarity. This is all about clarity. How am I going to drive traffic? Well, strategy number 1, I'm going to find influencers in the niche on Instagram and ask them to do shout outs. Be specific about what your source and your strategy about how you're going to tap into that source. Also, the Super Simple Sales Letter template that we will dive into that next week. We'll show you how to really easily write a sales letter. You can preview that if you want to. And then I've also got a little progress checklist right here to monitor your progress. Write your niche, write your product, write down the influencers, define your strategies, complete your 505 outline, flesh out the remainder of your product, save as a PDF, and reward yourself with a treat for creating a sellable asset. Yes, please reward yourself and look forward to those rewards because it'll help you get stuff done better. But that's it for this week. You get this done, and you will have a product that you can sell. And I'll be excited to help you do that. And I'm going to pop over and ask, do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? I think we're done with the actual training. So I want to make sure that everything's good. We ran a couple hours here. Hope that's okay. Not every week will be this long. But before we move on any further, I'm going to make sure that what was the Resell Weekly site? Let me type it into the chat. It is, in fact, I'll show it to you. ResellWritesWeekly.com. Let me give you my link before you sign up. Typical affiliate marketer, right? It's free, by the way. But if you want to check it out, it's a really great resource. It's called ResellWritesWeekly.com. I just posted the link in there. Oopsies. Let me do that again because it didn't get the H. There we go. Right. You can sign up for that, and I'll show you the members area. So with the free members, they have every week they upload new Resell Rights PLR products in their membership area. And for the free one, they upload a few. Let's look at like April. Okay, and so each one of these I can download for free. And every month they come out with a few more. So these are the free ones, but when you pay for it, I pay, I think, $19 a month, and I have for years. Let me go to PLR Vault. Now, look at the months and the differences in how many products you get for when you're paying. You get a lot of products in every niche and category you can imagine. There's ebooks, there's video courses, there's full funnels, business in the boxes, stock images, packs, every kind of PLR that you can imagine. Software is in here. And let me tell you, this PLR Vault goes back way back to like 07 and 08. I mean, there is literally probably tens of thousands of products on here that I can download any of them right now for free, as many as you want. It's truly a valuable resource. And they have an affiliate program. And they pay you like, I don't know, it was like 20% or something like that. I don't know, monthly recurring. So If they get the gold membership, you get like $13.97 a month. And so, yeah, I mean, I've been getting paid for a long time, 16, 21. I've been getting paid from them since 2013. I've been getting paid from them. So it's a good program to sign up for. And I've been a paid member for a long time. So that's what Resale Rights Weekly is. And so, how do you market this? What I normally do is, and this is the way I've always promoted it, I've never even sent an email blast out about it ever. What I do is I talk about it in my products, and like I'm doing now. And see, I have my affiliate link. Like I just posted my affiliate link to you. But like in my products, in my training products, it might be a course on how to create courses. Or it might be a product on, for example, I did my advanced affiliate masterclass or an affiliate course. And I'll say, hey, using bonuses is a powerful way to increase your sales as an affiliate. Well, you can use PLR for bonuses. By the way, here's where I go to get all my PLR bonuses when I use PLR, which I don't use that much for bonuses, but it's a great site. And so I share my link, and a lot of people sign up. And I also say, by the way, it's a great thing to promote as an affiliate because I've been getting paid for them for years. And then a lot of people sign up for it for that reason. And so it's twofold in that way. And so I market it as both, this is a great PLR resource that you would use yourself and your customers love. And it's a way for you to earn recurring commissions every month straight to your PayPal by promoting their offer, because they do pay via PayPal. And so I love it. They've been paying me for years. How's the quality of the products in there? Well, they're typical PLR. I don't think any of it is their own original PLR. What they do is they go buy rights to PLR packages and then add them to their members area. But they got a ton of products. And the quality, really, it just varies. They got a little bit of everything in there. And one of the things that they also have a forum. And a lot of the members inside the forum will request certain products, and then Resale Rights Weekly will go out and get the rights to their product and add it to their members area. And so there's actually some really good stuff in there. I really like my favorite thing for bonuses, especially when it comes to PLR, are like resource packs, like packs of stock images or packs of stock music that you can add to your videos, and graphics and video, stock video footage and stuff like that are actually tangible resources that people can use. Those make great bonuses for like affiliate products or for anything. And that's the kind of PLR that I like. And they do have like PLR training courses with like, that's got the squeeze page and the sales page and this stuff. But the quality on them is just kind of, you can kind of tell if you're in the industry, you can kind of tell it's PLR, but some of it's good too. So it's a wide range. Anyway, any other questions before we round this up? And by the way, if between now and the next training session, we need to have another phone call or anything like that, you guys, just let me know. I'm here for you to help you get your stuff done. What program to use for making or hosting your courses? I use personally, I use Thrive Themes with WordPress, and it's a little bit more, I guess, complicated to set up than like say ClickFunnels. But it's what I use. It's a really, really great builder. It's what I've been using for a long time. And I've got some training videos I've created for it. But a lot of people also use ClickFunnels. A lot of people are using GrooveFunnels now. And I've also used other page builders. I've used OptimizePress and so forth. The reason that I use Thrive and Thrive Architect and their whole Thrive seat. They have Thrive Architect, which is their page builder. There's a really nice page builder. It's better than ClickFunnels in terms of what you can do with it. And then they also have Thrive Architect, not Architect, Apprentice. And it's all in the Thrive Themes suite. You pay X amount per month and you get all their tools into one plugin thing. And so I use the Architect is a page builder, and the Thrive Apprentice is a membership site type deal where you can put your training courses and members area where they log in and watch all the videos and that kind of thing. And so that's what I use for my members area is the Thrive Apprentice. And then the page builder is Thrive. What is it? Thrive Architect. And that's just what I use. But you can use anything you want, whatever you're comfortable with. You don't even have to have a members area. I mean, I've done products where literally I wrote a PDF. I listed it on Warrior Plus, and Warrior Plus has a little, you can upload your PDF file, and after somebody's buy it, it'll auto deliver it to them. I've done that where I didn't even have a members area. I didn't have a thank you page. I didn't even have a thank you page. It was just like, they buy it and it redirects to the download page that's hosted on Warrior Plus. So, yeah, you can do that as well. You don't even have to have a members area if you don't want to, which I don't necessarily recommend that you have a big old, bloated members area and all that for just a standard launch. For a big, if they're paying more money, yeah, maybe. I've also delivered just using a Google Doc. Like I'll give them the link to the Google document, and then I'll have links to like the PDF downloads and other stuff in there as well. And I've used Google Docs for sales pages. And that works really well. All right. Oh, yeah. In fact, I've sold mid and high ticket products with Google Documents. I sold a $497 course fairly recently. And you just write the sales letter right there in the Google document, and then you grab the share link and send it to your email list, and they buy it right through the Google document. And just have like either a little PayPal link or a Warrior Plus link, buy button link direct to the checkout. And people buy from that like crazy. In fact, I had a friend of mine who did a $10,000 offer. No, excuse me, a $12,000 offer, and they sold it through a Google document. No sales page at all whatsoever. Just Google document, told them what it was. Here's the link. They paid, bada bing. And they sold out. They sold over 10 copies of it at a $12,000 price point, which is insane. Using just a Google Doc, only a Google document, which is what that whole super simple 30-day sales challenge that's in the members area, that's what all that's about, is how to do all that stuff with Google Documents. And it's really cool. I've used it a lot. Anyway, what else you got for me? You got any more questions? I'll stay here as long as you need me to. Next week, we're going to be talking about writing a sales letter, how to make a hot sales letter. And I should have some pre-recorded training on, or I will be adding some pre-recorded training on like actually the technical side of building like a website and a sales page, like going to HostGator and purchasing hosting and then building a WordPress site, installing Thrive and creating your sales letter in Thrive and all that stuff. I'm going to have pre-recorded videos for all that because we don't want to do that live. That would be boring. I see still typing here. This particular one on this weekend of this particular Courses on Command, 2 so far. And partially because it was almost a last minute thing when Anthony invited me to Legends, and I kind of had to quickly assemble based on I think I talked with you about that though, Dan. Yeah. Yeah, that's why there's not a large show. And to be quite honest and frank with you, Dan, I like it that way. I like it when there's not a lot of people. 3, 4, 5 people. That's like as many as I really want on calls like these, because you get too many people, you can't focus. These coaches that get hundreds of guys in their program. So how do you keep you can't give personal attention like that. So I like to keep it small. And yeah, there also wasn't that many people on the Legends call. That was when I was on it. I'm going to say there was maybe 100 something when I was on giving my talk. So 100, two out of 100 is not bad for this type of product. Yeah, they had internet issues too. Yeah. So the attendee rate, I assume I would have gotten more had there been more people on, but there wasn't but 100 people. All right. Any more questions? We are at 2:39. We're going on, what are we going on? 3 hours now? 2 hours now? 2.5 hours. All right. Any other questions or comments? This is my work, buddy. Dan says, I'll let you go and get to work, but this is my work, so you are my work. So if you're good, I'm good. But I want to make sure you're good before I leave. That's what's important. You're good? Okay. All right. And again, if you need anything, text me, call me, whatever, hit me up in the group, whatever you need, I'm here for you. So thanks again. I'm going to put this recording in the members area. And if y'all have any more questions, post them up in the group or text me. Thank you again. We'll see you later.